In previous video, we have connected our database, and in this video, we are starting from our model, user registration model. Then we will start to controller. First, we are importing some packages from FastAPI camel case and Pydantic. From FastAPI camel case, import camel model. From Pydantic, import email string. And from typing, we are importing optional. Let's create a class, name register, and here we are giving camel model, which converts snake case to camel case. Here we are giving first name, which would be string, last name, which should be also a string, email, which should be email string, which we have imported from Pydantic, and time zone, that would be optional and should be a string. Now we will create our controller, user controller. First we will import some module like in model from FastAPI dot responses, import JSON response. From FastAPI utils, dot inferring router, import inferring router. From FastAPI CBC, FastAPI utils dot CBC, CPV import CPV. From FastAPI, import status. From request async, dot exception, import connection error as connection exception. Its first name should be a capital name. From models, we will also import register from app.models.user register, import register, and after it we will define our router, user router, inferring router. We have defined our router here. Then we will use our router using CPV user router. And here we will create a class that we will use for all the methods like create, post, update, get, delete. We will write all the methods in this class user controller, and we will start our init function in it. we will call our manager where we will put all the conditions. Suppose self dot user manager underscore manager to, we are going to here give any constant for now. When we will create this, then we will give it a num. Now we are going to create our first method, user controller, user router dot post, and here we will give our first router name register. This is post request, and register our first API name. We will define our async method here. Async define register self and request payload where register. This is payload. And here we will give a API response. I think we have not write a API response yet. We will write this in our constant file. I am going to put it here. I have already created the responses like email already exists or not exists, user already exists. Like these responses will be returned through FastAPI responses. For it, I have created that in common file API response. Now we are going to create a try except function. Try and try function, we are going to call our manager. Response is equal to self dot user manager dot register, or which name we will give it to, and we will send our payload in it. And after this sending this response, we will get a response from manager and MongoDB where data already exists or not exist or created successfully. Then we will receive this response. If it has message in response, then we will going to send two responses of FastAPI. One is email already exists. If email will be already exist in it, mean user already registered with this email, then we will return this email. Otherwise, we will send a successful response that user have successfully. We will copy this and return this response in 201 responses created. User register successfully. In try we have completed our code, and in exception we will catch our exception. Accept connection exception, and we will return a response like this. We will copy this and return this in 500 error code. by internal server error. We write this here, internal server error. We are writing all these messages and all things here now. For future we will write this in constant file. Our constant controller is completed now. Now we have set our control. Now we will create a manager here in core user manager. We will create a class which we will call an controller class user manager. We will start here our init function, and here we will call our database file which we have created already, database register, which is inserting data, and get database. We will write this function class here, self dot user database is equal to authentication, which class name we have put already, authentication data. We will put it here and we will import it. Now we will write our create method using async define register, and in register we are getting two parameter. One is self and second is request payload, which is our register form which we have created already. We will also import it. Now we are going to write our first inserting data, like response is equal to await self. We are calling our database user database into our payload. We are now dot register. Now we are calling our register methods and we will return our response. Now our register method is calling here inserting data. Like this, we are calling our database. We will call this from controller also. Like here we have used past, we will use there our database manager class, and we will import it. And here where we have registered already, now you can check that it will call already here. Now our manager function is completed. Only we will put here a condition that if a user already exists, then we will check it. We will use a where clause. We will create a dictionary email equal to payload dot email, because our payload data has these values: first name, last name, email, time zone, and we can check from here. We will use get method that we have already checked email already exists or not. Function self dot user database dot get by where clause, and here we will put this where clause. If this email already exists, if this already exists, then we will return a message email already exists. If user already exists, then it will return this message, otherwise it will insert a document. Now we have set up our manager. Now we are going to set our routes and router. Suppose we are importing some packages from FastAPI. Import API router, and we will also importing controller here from app.controller dot v1 dot user controller import user router, and here we are going to write API version 1 string on 1 underscore str is equal to in string format slash v1, and here we are using router API route. Now we are going to create our first route, router dot include route, and here we are giving user route. Here we give a prefix that its basic URL should be this API v1 string plus slash user, and here we will give a name to our API tags is equal to, because it's user APIs, we will give it a name user. Our router is completed now. Now we are on the last step, our main file. Here we will set up our main file and run the code. We are going to import some packages like from FastAPI. Import FastAPI, import Uvicorn from FastAPI dot middlewares, because we are also adding middlewares here. Import course middleware, and we also adding here our pagination from FastAPI pagination, import add pagination, and from app we are also here config port config. From router, from app dot controllers dot routers import router. We will also add here some description, but later. First we are defining our app FastAPI into title should be, I think we have already given in config file, config.project name. I have set title name already, real world development, and we will also put description of it, but in later. Suppose we are giving description here, real world development advanced course, Now we are going to add some middlewares. App.add middlewares. We are going to add course middleware and allow origin, and here also allow credentials. True. Here there are also two allow methods and allow headers. We will also put this. I have already written this. Now we are going to write include our app.include router into router, and we are going to add pagination in our app. Almost we have done. We will write some get API like we have put in first video. We will add this in here, get API, get route, real world development. Now we are going to run the code. I think there will be some issue, but we will solve it. Uvicorn app.main is equal to app. We are going here port 8200 and we are giving here reload method. There are some issues. We are going to solve these issues. The error is because of Pydantic version. We will update it here. We will set less than 2. It automatically set it. We will install it again. We already tried this command. It will install it. Install it, and we will activate our environment again. Now we will run the code. Now it's running, and we have also made small mistake of await function. Here we will add await function in our controller. Similarly, in our manager we will use await function by where clause. These two mistakes we are using. Now we will open it. It will open this real world development API version 0.1. We will open this in docs. Now our code running successfully, and we will send a request to a save data. Suppose first request is Qasim, last name is Khan, and email is realworlddevelopment@gmail.com or something like that. I am just executing it. User registered successfully. Now we are going to check in MongoDB. Localhost real world development database has created successfully, and in there auth user collection is created successfully, and here Qasim Khan user data also saved successfully. Now we send again request to check condition. Email already exists with this name. Suppose we change email, then it will create second data. User registered successfully, and here we will refresh it. Second atom also created here successfully. This was our first API, create API, and next we will go with a flow because our MongoDB connection created, main file created, all the files are created successfully. Now we only have to set up our APIs like update, get API, get list API, delete API in next video. Thank you.